Hey, good morning, guys. I am back for my second video of my Copic certification experience in class. And I wanted to just kind of share in case some people were thinking about doing it. I would highly recommend it if you guys are interested in Copics. Because you just learn a bit. I mean, you can learn a lot on YouTube as well, but I don't know. There's just something about being taught by an actual Copic teacher that I prefer. Now, the classes were 2 days. The first was the basic class and the second was the intermediate class. And my intermediate class was taught by Colleen Schaan. And really, really love her. I cannot tell you enough good things about her. She's just a really great person and a teacher. So the second class, the second day is fairly extensive and long. Okay, so it went from 9 in the morning to 8 in the evening with a break for dinner, lunch and dinner. So 2 hours, 1 hour for lunch and 1 hour for dinner, and then a couple of bathroom breaks throughout the day. And in our class was packed. It was actually more than the first day. We had like 32 to 35 people, and I swear we had more than that on the second day. So, and if you hear a little something, it's my little mouse girl. My daughter is over there doing her journal. So if you hear little stuff in the background, that's her. So, some of the things we got was this, and we got this on the first day too, but it's just the color wheel. We got another Copic catalog with the products in it. We got these acetate things that actually they go over and they teach you about lighting and shadows, and different points of light, and I'll go over that. We got the intermediate manual, and what they do is they go over the manual. It corresponds to the PowerPoint presentation that the teachers teach, and so you can either choose to follow or choose to watch. And so in the second day, there's not so much of this manual. There's actually a lot of hands-on stuff, so a lot of coloring. And then we got a packet that has images in it to color and whatnot, and I will show you all that. So yeah, that's what we got initially. Okay, so in my portfolio, the very first thing we did was again blending and shadows actually, and just working on basic blending groups and whatnot. And so if you can see now, the images that we got, each image you weren't going to color the entire thing up, but you're just going to color the portions that you were learning at that present time. So the technique, like for instance, we were doing blending colors for the shirt. So if you can see, we had to think about which direction the light was coming in, where was going to be our highlight, where would we put the mid-tone colors, and where would be the shadow. And so this is my blending technique. Later on in the class, we learned how to do skin tones, and this is an okay skin tone, but I see some people out there that have killer skin tone techniques, and I have to brush up on that. The second thing we worked on was linear light. So what that is it corresponds to an acetate that we were given. Hold on. And I don't know if you can see. Hold on, let me see. See that? Oh, wait, maybe not. Here. It's an acetate with lines that run up and down, okay? And so what the point was using this acetate sheet, you, looking at your image, you would determine which way would you say the light's coming in, okay? So if I'm not mistaken, I think we had decided that the light was going to go this way. So based on this as a guide, I use this guide to figure out where my highlights would be and where my shadows would be and where my midtones would be. So technically, the point where the line touches the image would be where the highlight would be, and then where it exits the image is where the shadows would be, if that makes sense. And I apologize for the glare, but yeah, that was the second thing we worked on. I also learned during this class that working with reds is a little difficult. Might not be difficult for everyone, but it was difficult for me blending it and blending wise. Then we had another image, and this was called the radio light source. And for that, we used this acetate. And what it is, it's pretending like this is the initial point of the light source, and it's radiating out circularly. So if I put it on this image, for instance, the candle, the flame would actually be the radio light source. See that? And where at that, after that point, would light be hitting? So wherever the lines touch the image is actually where your highlighting would be. So that's the second thing, or no, third thing that we learned. Then we worked on single point of light source, and I don't know why I didn't color this one, but basically it works with this acetate sheet. See that, where it starts at one point and goes this way instead of going out in all directions. So for instance, this image has a bear and he has a flashlight. So technically your light source would start from the flashlight and work its way out. So whatever areas of your image that the lines touch would be where you would be highlighting. So that's the third light source technique we learned. Then we did shading again, and as you can tell, my shading is not that great. I really have to work on it. But we had these trees to utilize different kinds of shading, different techniques for shading, the circular motion, the flicking motion, how to get it blended better, whatnot. Ooh, this is awful. So this is my other skin technique. She was teaching us how to color skin, and I tell you what, skin is a tricky little thing. This girl, she looked like she was overburnt. She looked like she was sitting in the sun, or like really bad bronzer. This chick right here looks like she got battered. Yeah, so my blending with skin tones needs a lot of work. Then this was the hair tutorial that she taught us how, which colors are best to do for different colors of hair. And again, I need to work on my flicking technique and coloring hair. And then we have other images that we could work on if we had time and whatnot. So yeah, and these are just my notes that I took from when I was in class. So yep, that is some of the samples that we worked on during class. Now at the end of class, you get a couple of things, or quite a bit of things actually. You get your certification or your certificate, and then you get some goodies. Now, you actually get more goodies than I have here, but I don't know where I put the rest of them because I put them all away when I came home. So the very first thing you get is this Express It double-sided tape. And I think there's like 50 yards in here. And then she gave us this Copic opaque white. Oh, and we use this too actually. Oh, wait a second. Where is my... Here it is. So this is another thing that we worked on, another image we worked on, and blending and leaves and whatnot. And my leaves are, I don't know, they're not blended well is pretty much what it is. I was able to blend this better than the leaves. And then we used, if you can see here on this sleeve, we used this opaque white with a toothpick to make little raindrops. And so pretty much you would be able to use this to make texture. So yeah, we got opaque white, we got this, and we got this spunky little Copic marker bag. So this is actually, when you go to the class, they provide Copic markers. You can't take them home, but these are the teacher's markers. And they have all the markers lined up in a bag like this in front of wherever your workstation is. But when you go home, you also get a brand new one too. And so I don't know how many this holds, but I mean, it's such a cool little case that I love it. Has a little handle here and another extra strap on the inside. So that was another thing that we got in our Copic class. I cannot tell you guys how much I highly recommend Copic markers and taking the Copic class. If you have a chance, by all means, please take it. It's really great. And if you get Colleen Schaan or Lori Craig, they're awesome too. So yes, if you all have any questions about the actual Copic class, message me and I will let you know more about my experience and whatnot.